Alrighty, folks. Oh boy, the big day's tomorrow. Well, not exactly, because we got our WOTFI trailer tomorrow, which it was supposed to be on a Wednesday, not on a Saturday. I will explain a little about that later. I'm going to explain a little bit of that later. But anyways, as I was saying, I'm going to be watching 3 videos in one video, because here's why. Because I have like a big day on YouTube tomorrow. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 videos I gotta do tomorrow. And oh my gosh, let me tell you right now, oh gosh. One of them is the WOTFI 2025 trailer, which you already know when that's coming out tomorrow, which it should have been coming out on a Wednesday, not a Saturday. 2, I got the Fazbear and Friends Season 2, Episode 5 tomorrow as well. Even from my reactions to those right now, I'm not doing the best, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And of course, speaking of which, first of all, by the way, Super Andrew 418, Aftermath Special, hosted by Ashley and Brooke, will be looking back at the first 10 destinations from New York to Madrid. And if you eliminate contestants, the 10th variant of SCE will also be making an appearance as well. See you guys tomorrow. Oh yeah, because that's another one I gotta do tomorrow as well. Which, I mean, it's great to see some of these contestants again, mostly some of them. And there are some comeback ones a little bit as well. Now, I like to see that. But oh man, I cannot wait to see that tomorrow. That would be fun. Andrew, my man, see you there. And last but not least, you know the force out there with SMG4, folks. Guess what? They're making a FanMade episode, a 15-minute episode about Leggy. And that's coming out tomorrow too. So that means I got 4 episodes to watch tomorrow, as long as nothing else is in my way. Besides SMGF on Sundays. I understand that is not what I was expecting, but oh my gosh, I got like 4 films to do tomorrow. I mean, that's good, that's big, but my most important one is SMG4, so that's another thing I gotta do as well, because that one's really important I gotta talk about tomorrow with the trailer. So yeah. Now anyways, I'm only doing 3 videos of 1 field today because of that, so I'm saving some like 2 fields earlier tomorrow afternoon, while the other one will be still the same time, around 7:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, my schedule right now is a little bit that, because I don't feel like doing it in the mornings mostly like I do. Well, except I do for SMG4 on Saturdays like I always do, which means I gotta do all that tomorrow mostly. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't blame it. Now, anyways, so I got over like 3 videos to watch on this video. 2 of them is by NULL with his SMG4 theories. And second of all, I also see a notice of the somebody made a SMG4 FanMade trailer of the WOTFI as well. So this should be fun. Alright, so before we get started, everybody, you know the drill. Subscribe to NULL and of course MACHROMA down below, because I'm going to be reacting to those 2 today. So keep in mind, because I'm only doing 1 field for today, because big day tomorrow. Well, not really a big day, but got videos to make tomorrow. So yeah, besides SMG4 and that. And I also so here's what I'm gonna do. So tomorrow where I'm going to be uploading. Yes, SMG4 is one of them. For the 2 other videos, that's going to be Super Andrew 18's Aftermath and Fazbear Friends Season 2 Episode 5. And on Sunday, besides SMGF, I'm going to be doing that reaction to that leggy FanMade 15-minute episode 1, which that's not what I was expecting. Even if I'm going to be recording it tomorrow, by the way. Look, I can't help it. 3 videos per day. Can't help myself, y'all. It is what it is. Alright, everyone, so let's see what NULL has to say about his theory for 2025 of WOTFI. Even if I already talk a lot of it, I would give you that. But still, I made that one video back on Wednesday about it, but if you really haven't checked my reaction to it, please go check it out. Because the one of my WOTFI videos I made from that year mostly, oh my gosh, it got over like 11 likes. 11 likes! Are you kidding me, my boy? Hold on, let me look it up again, hold on. This is for my talk about for my WOTFI 2025 about what's going to happen in that. Because I'm surprised nobody did not even show up. Well, not really show up, but not a lot of people did really watch it. I got like freaking, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it down here. Now, when I made that, SMG4 WOTFI Times 2025 coming soon, it got like 463 views. That was almost 2 weeks by now. 2 weeks by now, by the way. Like, why? Well, I would give you this. At least it has like almost 20 likes. Whatever. I mean, my channel's just been bleh. I mean, what's been going on with my channel lately? I mean, seriously. Okay, there's the video right here. So I have posted my community tab a little bit earlier, like a few hours ago, about this video I made. And I want you guys to please check it out before the WOTFI trailer comes out tomorrow. I mean, well, at least it got 13 likes right now, but it used to be 11. But at least there was 2 more, so that's fine. But still, folks, this video is really important that I made, so please check that one out. If you haven't checked my community tab post, please go check that video out, because that video I made was so important. And it's really important for about tomorrow for when the WOTFI 2025 trailer comes out. So, please, please, please go check it out. Alright, everyone, so I'm sorry taking a little bit long, almost 8 minutes long. I do apologize. Now, before we get started, subscribe to NULL, and then we're going to be reacting to the other one that came out almost a few days ago, almost, I guess. So, alright, let's see what you got, NULL. I'm really surprised to see what you got in store, so, yeah, let's do it.
Hey all, NULL here. In SMG4 Soul Search, the penultimate episode before WOTFI 2025, we learnt that Mr. Puzzles has obtained the YouTube remote, which was the central MacGuffin from the YouTube arc that we released back during 2020.
5 years
ago. The YouTube remote is a very powerful
device. It's crazy it's been 5 years.
SMG3 exploited in his plot against the SMG4 crew, back when he was still a villain.
Yes.
The remote has the power to control time, alter YouTube videos, and other miscellaneous effects, like changing the picture quality or dubbing of characters, and summoning these YouTube monster things that banish people to the internet graveyard. That's what the button with the Roblox head does, in case you didn't know.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, a pretty overpowered device, and one of the most powerful MacGuffins in SMG4 history. Importantly for the story of WOTFI 2025, it should be highlighted that in the SMG4 universe, altering the events from certain old YouTube videos can have catastrophic consequences on the SMG4 timeline.
Yes.
As we learned from when SMG3 used the YouTube remote to travel back to old videos to stop the SMG4 crew from meeting the Avatar, Marvel, which resulted in them being deleted from
existence. That was pretty dark.
Since
it was a really pretty dark arc, but I still do enjoy the WOTFI and that year too.
Back to previous videos, I think it's a good time to discuss what exactly the powers of the YouTube remote are, not just as a refresher, but so that we can better understand what Mr. Puzzles may seek to do with the remote and how its powers may end up influencing the story of WOTFI 2025. Interestingly, Mr. Puzzles and the YouTube remote actually share a lot of powers. Both can pause people, rewind and fast forward time, and mute people. However, Most of Mr. Puzzle's abilities only work within the TV dimension in his mind, and are more limited in the real world. On the other hand, the YouTube remote has no restrictions on its power. It can be used to travel all the way back to the oldest videos on SMG4's
Yes.
channel, or even to the beginning of the SMG4
Let's not forget
itself.
about the time
If the
travel
powers
thing
of
as
the
well.
YouTube
That's going to
remote
be happening
amplifying
too.
its own similar powers, Mr. Puzzles would be pretty unstoppable, even more so than when he merged himself with Puzzle Park last year. He'd
Yeah.
definitely become a WOTFI worthy foe. I also think it's worth noting that Mr. Puzzles isn't just using the YouTube remote, he has attached it directly to his body. Since the events of Soul Search took place in the Internet Archives, perhaps Mr. Puzzles is essentially transforming himself into the Wayback Machine, a tool on the Internet Archive that allows you to revisit older versions of websites, including YouTube. But even though Mr. Puzzles likely has a similar plan to SMG3, seeking to travel back to older SMG4 videos, Puzzles is obviously not seeking to erase the SMG4 crew or weapons from existence. Mr. Puzzles is remorseful about how he betrayed weapons and Maggie's trust, so he is likely seeking to return to past videos in order to undo his past villainous actions. However, since we can assume the SMG4 crew and weapons will be opposing Mr. Puzzle's plan due to the next episode being WOTFI of course, we have to figure out why they would be opposing Mr. Puzzle's plan.
Speaking about the trailer as well, so keep in mind
that Mr. Puzzles might end up messing up the timeline, creating time paradoxes that fuck up the present timeline.
Yes.
Perhaps we'll even begin to see the present timeline getting more and more screwed up as Mr. Puzzles first begins to change the timeline, likely starting with the Guns and Puzzles movie, where he tries to prevent his past self from betraying weapons and Toomp. After the SMG4 crew stop Mr. Puzzle's plan, however, he'll likely just warp into another video, hoping to alter the events of that episode instead. Assumedly, he would only be travelling back to significant episodes from the whole Mr. Puzzle story, so essentially only the movies and WOTFIs from 2023 and onwards. By the way, there are two ways the time travel could potentially function. As in the YouTube arc, we see two different ways the remote can be used to travel back to older videos. Puzzles could either create portals to older videos that function like paintings from Super Mario 64, or he could
maybe so, who knows?
use the rewind button on the remote until time reverses back to the point that he wishes to return to. Personally, I think the first option would be the better mechanic to go with, as getting to literally see what videos he goes back to is a cool visual. Plus, it better explains how the SMG4 crew would be able to follow Puzzles back into the past, as they would be able to simply follow him into the portals he creates. Oh, and since Mr. Puzzles may be transforming himself into the Wayback Machine, maybe he would be able to open up multiple portals at once. Maybe instead of the whole crew following Mr. Puzzles each time he travels into a different video, Mr. Puzzles opens up multiple portals and then multiplies himself, meaning each member of the crew has to either separately or in pairs follow a different puzzles into a separate old video.
Okay.
This would allow the writers to separate the SMG4 crew so that there are not too many characters to focus on in each scene at once.
Yeah.
Moving on,
Mostly,
in the
yeah.
YouTube arc, it is established that if a character does not meet Mario, they get deleted from the timeline, which would make sense as Mario is the main character of the show as well as the avatar of the SMG4 universe, which for us right now essentially just means he's the most important character in the universe. However,
he's mostly in every episode, mostly almost, except a little bit from last year, with the big half of last year mostly.
Mario. So we can assume that merely preventing a character
But
from
mostly
making
every
their
year,
first
yeah.
appearance in the series can also delete them from existence. With that in mind, I think that near the end of WOTFI 2025, Mr. Puzzles, after having his previous attempts to change his past actions thwarted by weapons and his
That thumbnail, I look at his community tab, and I thought that was a leaked video. I thought it was leaked, but it was fake.
Series by travelling back to one last YouTube video. It's gotta be perfect.
Yes.
When Mr. Puzzles made his first ever appearance. If Mr. Puzzles can merely stop his past self from interacting with SMG4 on his computer, then he can erase himself and undo everything he has ever done, rectifying every past evil plan he has ever enacted. That could make for a very cool and dramatic climax, in my opinion.
I mean, it's for the best, hopefully.
Another way he could attempt to remove himself from the timeline, and that is by merely meeting his past self.
Yes!
When Boopkins met his past self,
yes.
a time paradox was created, and Boopkins was erased from the timeline in a black hole. Personally, this way of removing puzzles from the timeline is less dramatic and interesting, as it is a very easy method. I wouldn't be surprised if this rule just gets ignored in WOTFI 2025, to be honest, in order to make the story more interesting.
Who really knows?
This would allow the characters to interact with their past selves. We could see Mr. Puzzles and Weapons interacting with their past selves, and we were able to see the contrast between how they've changed as individuals since those older videos.
Hey, wait a minute.
That'd be very cool. There's also one last thing.
Oh, that's the terrain area, that's
when
right.
a character gets deleted by being removed from all YouTube videos, we saw in the YouTube arc that basically didn't really mean much because they just get sent to the internet graveyard, so they weren't really permanently deleted, and they could be restored to the timeline by just re-uploading the original versions of the old YouTube videos before they were altered. Now that would obviously reduce any tension if Mr. Puzzles was aiming to delete himself, so I wouldn't be surprised if they'd sort of just forget about that rule that was set up in the YouTube arc, and to be honest I wouldn't really blame them because they could tell a really interesting story if they just ignored the internet graveyard rule. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my explanation for how exactly the mechanics of the YouTube remote and time travel might work in WOTFI 2025. Tomorrow we should see a trailer release for WOTFI 2025.
Yes.
And assuming that 2025 will be interactive like how WOTFI 2023 was, we may hopefully see a live stream on Saturday as well, starting after the trailer releases.
Hopefully, who
get to
knows?
vote on story choices that are made, which would influence how the WOTFI ends. If 2025 isn't interactive like 2023, however, then I have no idea how they plan to make 2025 interactive. Perhaps they've come up with a new WOTFI formula, but if that's the case, we'll have no idea until the trailer finally drops. Hey all, NULL here. So, on a recent stream I did, I set a goal for super chats, and the audience met that goal, and basically the reward for meeting the goal was that I was supposed to scream, and obviously I kind of did a very lame scream on the stream because of my indoor voice or whatever, and so I'm going to attempt to do a proper scream. So, 3, 2, 1. Whoa!
Okay, oh gosh. Alright, thank you, NULL, oh gosh. Anyway, so that's the first one, by the way. And I do agree about this timeline thing with back in the YouTube arc. Like I said before, they're going back into like Mr. Puzzles, like I said before, Mr. Puzzles is going to is going back in time to fix everything what he did for the past 2 years. So that's hopefully that will happen. But for how it's going to go for the SMG4 crew and Mr. Weapons and Troop, I don't know how that's going to go. But at least the trailer's going to be out tomorrow, even for it should have been out. But whatever, I mean, I don't want to complain, so, you know, it is what it is. But thank you so much, NULL. Alright, so the next video is like over 14 minutes long, and that is going to be his, it's mostly going to be, NULL's, crap, a freaking ad, gosh dang it, no! Oh gosh, I'm sorry folks, dang it. Get out of here! Get out of here! Alright, sorry about that folks. Alright, so now we're going to be watching a 14-minute video, almost a 14-minute video of NULL of my hopes for SMG4 WOTFI 2025. So, oh boy, let's see what he has in store.
Hey all, NULL here. So today I wanted to make a video talking about what my hopes for WOTFI 2025 are. I've got quite high expectations for it based on how much I liked the Guns and Puzzles movie and the Silence of the Cats movie. And these are some of my personal wishes for what they do in WOTFI 2025. So first of all, WOTFI 2025 really needs to be the end of Mr. Puzzle's character arc and his whole storyline. That's been
hopefully so this time,
Vision, but obviously he's been involved in arcs as the main antagonist.
Yeah, 2 years now. That's crazy.
With It's Gotta Be Perfect. So we've essentially had 3 years of every story arc being revolved around Mr. Puzzles, with the slight exception of Silence of the Cats. But even then, Mr. Puzzle shows up at the end as a cliffhanger. There's just been far too much focus on Mr. Puzzles. We need...
Well, it wasn't really a cliffhanger from Silence of the Cats, but for the Guns and Puzzles, yes.
Start something new in 2026. Ideally, a completely new saga with a
the
new
door.
villain.
The door's another thing we gotta see about it too.
Get onto what is behind the door.
Yeah, the behind the door, yes. That's another thing in store as well.
Well, there's sort of 2 options here. Either Mr. Puzzles, obviously he sort of redeems himself, he becomes friends with Weapons and Toop again, and they sort of become a little trio. Perhaps there'll be like side antagonists like Marty who appear every few episodes, or maybe, it's very possible Mr. Puzzles will...
Not sure Marty's gonna be in this, but hopefully, who knows about that. Probably not, but I know Marty is still gonna be around.
Will be more like just side characters. That would be very fun. Obviously, that would allow us to continue to have stories with Mr. Puzzles and Mr. Weapons, but obviously without them being the main antagonists of arcs or anything, or even the main protagonists, since obviously Guns and Puzzles, they were the protagonists, they weren't the antagonists. The second option for what they could do is they could kill Mr. Puzzles off. He dies in a heroic sacrifice after completing his character arc and repairing his friendship with Weapons. They could probably write a very compelling story.
Yeah, I guess. Who knows?
Because 1, I really like him. 2, I like Views, and I would very much miss that.
Oh yeah, the Alpha show.
Yeah, I think there's still some potential for his character in like...
I totally regret reacting a little bit of the screen sideways and that.
And so I wouldn't kill him off, but I could see them writing a good story ending with his death.
I don't want to kill death, y'all. I'm not doing this again, bro. After what happened to Axel, just don't.
Maybe sort of similar to what happened at the end of WOTFI 2024. He disappears for a while, and comes back at the end of the first arc next year, or another arc next year, to give us some time without him, which is would be quite nice, because again he's been the focus for a while now. That would allow them to have the benefits of a heroic sacrifice, but without completely killing him off forever. Maybe one way they could do this is they have him deactivate his TV malfunctions or something, and then a side plot with Weapons and Toop next year is them trying to repair Mr. Puzzles or something. Moving on, the WOTFI 2025 arc is not really an arc. We had a few build-up episodes to Silence of the Cats, we had a few build-up episodes to Guns and Puzzles.
Yes.
I've only gotten 1 teaser episode for WOTFI 2025 essentially, so it's not an arc really, which is what I thought they were going to do. So
I wish SMG4 could have just updated the playlist, bro.
2025 in terms of concluding every plot thread they've sort of set up. Quite frankly, I don't think is possible at all in an adequate way in just a 30-minute WOTFI. So that's why I'm hoping at the very least WOTFI 2025 will be 40 minutes, the standard SMG4 movie time. Similar to how WOTFI 2023 was 40 minutes.
Mostly, yeah, baby.
30 minutes. And I just don't think they can cover everything they need to cover in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Including all the usual WOTFI shenanigans. They've got to repair Mr. Puzzle's relationship with Weapons, possibly do the Toop demonic goop connection, bring in Karen and the kids somehow since they've sort of been setting that up. Death Cube is somehow got to appear as well. So unless they sort of disappoint us and don't cover these plot threads they had seemingly been setting up, they've got to make this either a 40-minute or even 50-minute, or who knows, maybe an hour WOTFI 2025. That would be awesome. That would give them so much time to cover everything.
Hour WOTFI?
That this WOTFI
WOTFI?
not like that, because a problem
imagine that.
Puzzles is I feel like those could have used like
because I remember that the Revelation arc, where actually with the Revelation movie, that was mostly like 50 minutes. Oh gosh.
I'm really hoping they give WOTFI 2025 enough time to do the whole story justice.
Heck, Where's the Biscotti was like freaking 52 minutes.
It's definitely not going to have challenges.
Damn, dude.
Less than 2 weeks away from its release, and there's been no call for, us to submit challenge ideas to them. Meaning, so
I'm surprised we're not I'm surprised they not even announced the challenges.
Because the problem with challenges in
what the fuck? I mean, we used to back then.
Break the pace of the story, and they.
Oh gosh, don't remind me of that walkthrough because I have to act. So oh gosh, don't.
But obviously, the majority of that video is challenges, which are disconnected from each other. There's no story narrative being told. We've got the beginning with the setup, then we've just got a bunch of random nonsense, and then we finally get to the rest of the story after the challenges. I remember first time I watched WOTFI 2020, I just skipped. I watched some of the challenges and I just skipped to the ends because I wanted to see the actual story. So I'm hoping they are going to go back to the
2020 WOTFI was still one of my favorites.
I'm hoping later today we'll get a trailer for WOTFI that announces a live stream on Saturday where, like 2020 WOTFI 2023, we get to choose certain story decisions that are made. Doing that allows them to write a coherent story, which is something I really loved about WOTFI 2023, that actually felt like a movie, not a WOTFI, because the narrative was coherent. But I'd also be fine if they did some new formula that still allows them to tell a more coherent story, that if they do something that's different to WOTFI 2023 but isn't a mess like most other story WOTFIs are, that would be great. So something I'm not sure how they're going to set up is, obviously, we've established that the Death Cube is still chasing after Mr.
Yes. The Death Cube's another thing as well about WOTFI 2025.
Be a plot element in the WOTFI 2025 arc. However, obviously WOTFI 2025 is about to start, and there's no indication that the Death Cube is going to show up. And
who knows?
I'm hoping that they don't just, they introduced this new character with a new model of Death Cube, and he wasn't exactly. He felt a bit underused in the Guns and Puzzles movie, so I'm hoping he has.
I mean, at least we saw him for the first time. Oh gosh, that mouth!
They didn't give the Death Cube some sort of role, because then it feels like these episodes in the lead up to WOTFI 2024, where he appears, were sort of for nothing. Why was Death Cube continuing to reappear if they weren't planning to do anything significant with the Death Cube? I don't
understand why he was in that Karen episode.
Whatever version of challenges they have.
Don't do my dad.
Now, the big thing with WOTFI 2025 is that they're probably doing time travel.
Yes.
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 The YouTube remote. So one thing
that's what I've been thinking as well. Yes.
To give some context as to why Mr. Puzzles suddenly found out about the YouTube remote and wanted to get it. I would also appreciate some context why Mr. Weapons and Tube are suddenly after Mr. Puzzles. Sure, they, obviously angry against him because of the Guns and Puzzles movie.
True.
Mr. Weapons did try to kill him in the Guns and Puzzles movie. But the episode we got of Weapons and Tube post Guns and Puzzles didn't really indicate that they were after Mr. Puzzles. So I'm hoping they do something where Mr. Puzzles intentionally sort of led them to him. I'm hoping they do something like that. They explain why they were suddenly after Mr. Puzzles in Soul Search. And with the time travel, I'm hoping this is actually a pretty cool opportunity, because if this is the final Mr. Puzzles story arc, which I'm really hoping it is,
hopefully,
it would be very fitting to have us time travel to all the previous Mr. Puzzles events. So I'm talking Guns and Puzzles and Silence of the Cats, because that's tangentially related, and Mr. Weapons is going to have a big role in this arc. And then we can also get WOTFI 2024, Night at SMG4's, Puzzle Vision, WOTFI 2023.
2024 was most of the biggest one, mostly.
This could be perfect. I'd really love it if we time travel back in that order. Eventually getting to It's Could Be Perfect, where the whole Mr. Puzzles story started. That would be a really cool, full circle thing. It'd be a nice bow for the whole Mr. Puzzles stuff. Now, in some episodes in the lead up to WOTFI 2025, we've seen Mr. Puzzles interact with Karen and the kids. So I'm hoping that indicates that Mr. Puzzles might think about time travelling back to Science of the Cats and trying to stop Mr. Weapons from ruining his relationship with his family. That could be cool. We can probably expect Mr. Puzzles to time travel back to Guns and Puzzles first to try and stop himself from betraying Mr. Weapons. Maybe that's how we can bring back the Death Cube if the present Death Cube doesn't show up again. And now everyone knows that for a while now I've been theorising that Tomb is some part of the demonic goop that split apart. Now since we're time travelling, I really hope that if we go back to the events of It's Got to Be Perfect, it is there that Tomb is revealed to have come from the demonic goop. And Tomb's origin could actually play a role in helping Mr. Puzzle's character arc. Because if Mr. Puzzle is obviously regressing, not just what he did to weapons, but potentially what he's done since It's Got to Be Perfect, with all of his schemes. But if he sees that Tomb, who has sort of helped both Mr. Weapons and Mr. Puzzles, if he sees that Tomb was created from the events of It's Got to Be Perfect, from the demonic goop which was unleashed by Mr. Puzzles, then that might convince Mr. Puzzles that the past is worth keeping. That could be a cool character thing they do and make Tomb quite important. I also want them to focus a bit more on the relationship between Tomb and Puzzles, because obviously Tomb first meets Mr. Puzzles, but their relationship doesn't really build very much.
Yeah.
So I'd like them to develop that a bit more. And obviously, since we're going back to It's Got to Be Perfect, it would be really, really awesome if they can explain...
Yes!
If they don't explain what the demonic goop is, if they could explain how Mr. Puzzles at least got the magical keyboard, I would really appreciate that. I would really, really appreciate that, because it doesn't make any sense how he has something so powerful. And obviously, maybe while they're at it, they could also maybe explain how Rest in Spaghetti, how the simulation, how Mr. Puzzles did that. I've got a pretty good idea of how he did that. He probably just sucked everyone into his TV head, because that's basically the same thing as the simulation, but we also get a proper explanation. It would also be cool if, when Mr. Puzzles time travels, obviously he interacts with his past self. So it would be very cool to see him interfere with his past self during the 2023 movies, where obviously Mr. Puzzles didn't really appear physically. So it would be cool to see what exactly he was doing behind the scenes during the 2023 movies. That would be very cool. But yeah, those are some of my hopes for WOTFI 2025. Obviously, I hope it's good. I hope it's not
hopefully so.
The movies,
but keep in mind, Trello Tomato. Trello Tomato.
I think the Guns and Puzzles movie is the best movie they ever made, and so I've got faith in the writers. I just really, really hope it's not another Puzzle Vision or WOTFI 2024 with an underwhelming conclusion or an underwhelming just story in general.
Who knows? The writers try their best, so who knows?
We'll be streaming later today, after this video releases.
Oh yeah, you guys already did that.
2025 trailer, assuming it releases. If it doesn't, then we'll have streamed for nothing. But
yeah, and that just happened.
Trailer doesn't drop.
I mean, it would have been better if we have it on Wednesday, bro.
The first stream, which will be a massive theory stream. We'll be discussing loads of theories and thoughts on WOTFI 2025 and Mr. Puzzle stuff overall. There'll be tons of people there, hopefully including people like MACHROMA, Nick Good Games. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Alright, man. Thank you very much. Alright, so that's the last one from NULL for today, folks. And thank you so much for making these videos of those, because I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, last but not least, this is not another SMG4 theory, but this time Macro has uploaded yesterday, by the way. He uploaded, last night, 18 hours ago, by the way. WOTFI 2025 trailer. It's finally time! FanMade trailer, by the way. This is not the real trailer, but it's the FanMade trailer. Now listen, folks. This is the FanMade trailer, okay? This is not anything from SMG4 one var. This is not anything about that right now. This is about the SMG4 WOTFI 2025, which is a theory 2025 mostly. If you guys are wondering about that. But listen, so Mac will upload a new trailer last night about this WOTFI 2025 trailer. So yes. Sorry guys, I'm looking at these subscriptions by the way, see what I'm missing or see anything new so far related or anything. Nope, we're good. Alright. So anyway, we're gonna be watching a FanMade trailer of 2025 and then we'll be done for today. I think I only made like almost a 40-minute video, oh goodness. But it is what it is. But now, this is made by MACHROMA himself, by the way, about this WOTFI 2025 trailer, so alright, let's see what he made for us. And don't forget about tomorrow for that WOTFI 2025 trailer too. And don't miss my reaction of it tomorrow as well. I mean don't. Don't miss my reaction tomorrow. Alright, let's play it, shall we? Oh heck nah, dude. Oh hey yo! Okay! SMG4.
Where am I?
Oh!
What's wrong? The tragedy, the tension, the bloodshed. What the what? My, such wonderful character development. That was such a breathtaking performance. Oh, the expressions, the voice acting. Oh, it almost makes a grown man cry, I tell you.
Did they really bring the actual force of Mr. Persis in this?
So, what's your plan now? What? Calling for a trick as old as time. Wait, give me a minute.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool. It's finally time, October 25th! Now, that was a really awesome fan-made trailer, dude. Nice. I'm surprised, like, you know what's really surprising? I'm not surprised this is not the real one because this is a fan-made trailer. Some of you guys in the comments on, well, not on this channel, but for the I'm looking at right now, there were some people saying about the FanMade trailer, and I gotta say, it was awesome. I gotta say, it was peak. Yeah, it was. I gotta say, Mac, you did a really good job of this, so thank you very much. And also, one question, by the way, did you bring the actual force, the real force of Mr. Puzzles in this, mostly? I guess, or did they do a force over? I don't know. But, really great to see that. But anyway, folks, that will be it for today, because tomorrow, I got 4 videos I gotta do tomorrow. Well, they will be 3 for tomorrow, and 1 is coming on Sunday. But let me tell you something, folks. Dude, that was awesome. Awesome indeed. Dude, let me tell you, I gotta say, no, you did a really good job with the theory so far. I do really agree with the YouTube remote one, followed by you have some hopes for the WOTFI 2025, so I wish you luck for that. And as for you, Mac, you did a really good job with the trailer, and I would do give you that. That was awesome. That was pretty amazing. Now listen, folks, tomorrow, you already know the drill. SMG4 tomorrow. But it's not going to be an episode, Sally, which, I mean, it would have been awesome if we have a Mario Does Things lately or whatever, but it is what it is, I guess. So anyways, tomorrow we are going to be watching the 2025 SMG4 trailer more of WOTFI the Fat Italians 2025. And as always, guys, I will see you all of you. I will see all of you tomorrow for that big day. Well, not really a big day since it's just the trailer, but still. But see you all tomorrow for the trailer mostly. But not this Saturday, but next Saturday we have our big day coming up for WOTFI. Not this Saturday, but the other next Saturday. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled for that as well. Alright, No, and Mac, thank you guys for this. Go subscribe to them down below, by the way, folks. And also go subscribe to SMG4. And as for you guys, I will see you all tomorrow for the SMG4 WOTFI Titans 2025 trailer. I don't know how it's going to go, but I already know it's still going to be amazing. So, even though it's just going to be the trailer tomorrow, like I said before, it should have been on Wednesday. But you know what? It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, everybody. Let's see what will happen tomorrow for the WOTFI Titans 2025 trailer. I already know one thing is going to be time traveling, which I already know. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow, folks. Anyway, y'all, I will catch you all tomorrow for Saturday. And we see you guys by then. Woo! Alright, everyone, I will see you all next time. And as always, folks, take care, stay safe, and see you all tomorrow for the trailer of the WOTFI Titans 2025. And remember, don't miss my reaction tomorrow. Don't miss it. 40K subscribers. See you guys tomorrow.